May 1st, 2025. I had just started playing The Last of Us Part 2. I was hyped, ready to see where life takes Joel and Ellie next. And after pouring countless hours into the game, something happened. Something in me changed. To the point where I had to put down my controller. Not because it was hard, but because I realized what the game was turning me into. And by the end, I finally understood why this game broke the internet. But not for the reasons you think. What I'm about to show you isn't just a video game. It's about how far we're willing to go for revenge and what it cost us. Look, I've played violent games all my life. Be it GTA, Mortal Kombat, Doom, God of War, Space Marines. But The Last of Us Part 2, this game does something different. Something that made me question every choice I made. Today, we're diving deep into something that's been eating at me since I finished The Last of Us Part 2. We're talking about how Naughty Dog crafted the most psychologically brutal revenge story in gaming history. And trust me, once you see what I'm about to show you, you'll never look at this game the same way again. Here's what really messed with me. You don't just play as Ellie, you don't just play as Abby. You play as one person, and then you play as a reflection, just at a different point in the same revenge cycle. And then you realize it's like being caught in a mirror, where every act of revenge just bounces back from the other side. Think about it. Abby loses her father because of Joel. She spends years tracking him down, filling every part of her identity with that loss. Then Ellie loses Joel, and she does the exact same thing. But here's the kicker. When you're playing as Ellie, you can't wait but to stab a knife through Abby's neck and get justice for Joel. But when you're playing as Abby, you start to understand her. You start to see her fear, her trauma, her humanity. You learn what makes her Abby. And that's not an accident. That's the game showing you just how easy it is to justify violence when it's your pain driving it. And to be honest, when I first had to play as Abby, after seeing what she literally did to Joel, I was angry as I didn't want to understand her, didn't want to hear her side, didn't even want to admire how insanely muscular she was, which as a gym bro in progress was honestly a huge challenge. But slowly, I started to enjoy playing as the person I was supposed to hate. I learned what it really feels like to be scared of heights. I felt her pain. I met the people she cared about. And to my surprise, she became my favorite character, at least for a while. And that's when it hit me. I wasn't rooting for Ellie anymore. I didn't even know who I was rooting for at this point. And that eternal conflict was exactly what the game was counting on. It didn't just show me both sides. It made me feel both of them. Like I was trapped between two versions of the same story, just told through different perspectives. And it made me ask a question I couldn't shake. If I lost someone like that, how far would I go? That's the mirror trap. You don't just look at Abby or Ellie, you see yourself. And that's the scariest part. But all this, that's just the setup for the real psychological warfare that comes in how this game presents violence itself. Most games make violence feel satisfying, but The Last of Us Part 2, it makes it feel sickening. And these were the moments that made me physically uncomfortable to the core. Ellie tortures someone for information. Not just someone who's already infected. And you're not just watching it happen, you're participating. The game makes you press the buttons. It forces you to hear every cough, every scream, every raw moment of pain you're causing out. Blood splashes on the screen, on Ellie's face, with every swing. And when it's over, you're not left feeling victorious. You're left questioning what the game just made you do. I remember literally trying to stop. I didn't want to do it. I tried not pressing the buttons, hoping the game would just let me skip the scene. That it would give me a choice, but it doesn't. And afterward, there was this heaviness in my chest. No guilt, something deeper, like I crossed the line, even if it wasn't real. And that feeling stuck with me. In most games, killing animals is just like another mechanic, another enemy type. But here, you kill dogs as Ellie, but then later, as Abby, you're petting those same dogs, calling them by name, playing with them. And suddenly, you realize that every enemy you killed so far had a life. They had bonds, had people or animals who loved them. This isn't just game design. This is psychological warfare on the player. The game asks you, how does it feel to be the monster in someone else's story? And somehow, Ellie, the girl I laughed with, cried with, protected for hours in the first game, was becoming someone I didn't recognize. Someone I was afraid of becoming myself. The monster. And the combat, every punch feels heavy, every death feels brutal and personal. There's no thrill, there's no glory, just bruised knuckles. And that feeling, that slow sinking weight pulling at you, is not accidental. It's preparing you for what comes next. Well, here's where the game gets really dark. Even when they try to change, even when they try to be better, their past defines them relentlessly. Ellie's relationships fall apart. Dina leaves her. And the end, she loses her fingers. The very one she used to play Joel's songs. And the last way she could ever feel close to him is now taken away from her by her own actions, her own choices. And just like that, the one thing that made her feel human slips away. Abby changes. She begins to care about the people she meets on her journey. But that change only comes after she has lost everyone she ever loved. She even spares Ellie a second time, despite Ellie killing all her friends. And that mercy becomes her saving grace. And that final scene on the beach, when Ellie finally has a chance to kill Abby and doesn't, that's no mercy, that's realization. Ellie finally understands killing Abby won't bring Joel back. It won't heal her trauma. It won't give her peace. Because everything that could has already been lost on this long, brutal journey filled by one thing: revenge. This hit me hard because most revenge stories end with satisfaction, but this one, it ends with emptiness. And in that silence, you finally hear the truth. Which brings me to the most important part: how this game completely shatters the revenge narrative of all come to expect. This is why The Last of Us Part 2 is so controversial. It's not just a game about zombies or survival. It's a game that holds a mirror and asks, what would you do? And the truth is, most of us don't like the answer. The game doesn't give you the satisfaction of righteous revenge. It gives you something else entirely. The real cost. It shows you that violence breeds more violence, that hatred only creates more hatred, and the cycle, it only ends when someone chooses to break it. But breaking it doesn't mean winning. It means accepting loss and living with it. That's the truth The Last of Us Part 2 wants us to face. When it's your pain, revenge makes sense. From the outside, It's just more violence. And that's why this game is so controversial. It doesn't give us the freeing ending we want. It gives us the realistic ending we need. And sometimes, that kind of ending is the most honest one a story can give. So what do you think? Did The Last of Us Part 2 change the way you see revenge stories? Or the way you see violence in general? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you wouldn't miss any more deep dives like this. And honestly, all I can say is thanks for watching. It means a lot actually. And I'll see you on the next one, I guess. And oh wait. Before I go, we can't talk about The Last of Us Part 2 without calling out the elephant in the room. That rough adaptation. And to be fair, I haven't even watched the scene. But judging from the comparisons alone, my chances of watching it are somewhere between slim and none. But that said, don't let my opinion stop you. And you can check that for yourself and let me know how that's going for you in the comment section.